Charger fans? How are we feeling tonight? Hell yeah. I'm feeling fantastic after an absolute just pure dominance against one organization that you guys, as me being a fan since I was 7 years old, you guys know how I feel about the New England Patriots. What an absolute dominant win for the Los Angeles Chargers. Absolutely proud and absolutely happy of this group and what they've been able to do in one season with Jim Harbaugh as the head coach. Welcome to Chargers Syndicate in our live stream recap of the Week 17 40-7 nothing victory, or 40-7 victory against the New England Patriots for the Los Angeles Chargers, and they clinched their way in to the playoffs. If it's your first time ever here up onto the channel, I encourage all of you guys. Thank you so much for your supports. And man, let's get our playoff voltage in the chats going on. Like, subscribe, hit the bell button, keep you up to date on all live streams, all videos. I will have more videos up along the way because there's lots that we have to talk about with not only just with this game, but we got to start talking about the possibilities the Chargers are going to be in, because this is go time now. And I know a lot of people, like, our expectations were this team was clearly in a rebuild mode. Clearly. They're talent deficient in some spots, but at the same time, I trust Jim Harbaugh. And Jim was going to do whatever it takes to make this team better. So, as everyone knows, this team is headed into the playoffs. I'm so proud. And we'll get into more of just the game recap as well. But I just got to say, what a turnaround that this was. But I was never surprised when it came to someone like Jim Harbaugh. I was never surprised. Last year, this team went 5-12. And our head coach and GM got fired because all of the Chargers fan base had enough. I know all of you are there. All of the Chargers faithful. Steven Bolt up. Hey, man, great job on the win. Hope your night is going well. Thank you so much. Guys, let's share this out. Let's hit the likes. Smash the likes, guys. Wipe them feet. Let's get the likes up. Let's get up our algorithms because we got to let people know today. The director is pumped. My boy David Drogmeyer over at Locked On Chargers, he's pumped along with Daniel. Everybody's pumped right now. This is a playoff team. And you know what? It may not look like that on paper, but honestly, we believe in miracles. We do. And I'm pumped. This Chargers team going 5-12 last year with an idiot for a head coach in Brandon Staley, and he gets fired after a 63 burger that was thrown from the Raiders, and finally got him fired, and it got Tom Telesco fired. Then we go in with the optimistic mindset that we needed to get a better coach in this building. We needed to. Otherwise, this team was going to continue this long train ride of irrelevancy. And you know that we could not afford to have that, especially with a franchise quarterback in Justin Herbert. We couldn't afford it. So, Dean Spanos finally swallowed his pride, finally changed the narrative that everyone had been talking about for, I don't know, years and years. That he's a cheap owner, that he's somebody that doesn't spend more than $15 million for a head coach. And not just any head coach, but somebody who changes a culture. And sure enough, here is Jim Harbaugh. He comes in, brings his guys. Him and Joe Ortiz were an absolute home run swing. And for the amount of change that it took, I mean, this was just such an incredible ride. This was such an incredible ride, guys. You have no idea. And the thing about it having Jim Harbaugh, and most people don't quite understand him. And I get that. I understand it. Nobody quite gets Harbaugh. But listen, we don't care. He could be quirky. He could be weird. He could be kind of dorky, but we're fine with that because we're winning games. We're winning games, and the guys are happy. The guys are smiling. The guys are cheering. The guys are willing to go to war for Jim Harbaugh. They weren't willing to go to war for Brandon Staley. He had no plan. So now you put the plan into action, and you sprinkle in a couple of free agent pieces amongst a defense that's practically the same from last year, and look at the turnaround. The other thing you also have to understand is Jim Harbaugh brought in his right-hand man, which was Jesse Minter. Brought him over from Michigan. And boy, he's been such a turnaround on defense. He's made this defense look better, the way this defense is supposed to look like. And I'm absolutely so thankful that we have a better defense. Our offense is going to eventually get there. But think about this. There is so much things happening around in the NFL, and especially when we're getting closer to the offseason. We're getting closer to it. There is so many different news, rumor mills, everything surrounding of what the Chargers options have with $155 million or $115 million in the cap, and they've got 10 draft picks. So there's plenty of options there. And these are hard, impactful guys that are ready to play, and they're ready to win now. There is a lot on the table. But this team to go from 5-12 to 10-6, and we got to play the Raiders in the finale. I'm so proud of this team. And Jim Harbaugh, I have nothing but just such grateful, appreciative things to say about him. Jim Harbaugh is just one of one. He's that damn good. So to do all this in 1 year, I was never surprised. And people, I've had videos on this. I said that this was a chance that the Chargers could potentially be a 10-7, 11-6 team. People didn't believe me then. They thought I was literally on something, or I was just wilding out, or, oh, I'm just, protecting the Chargers because I'm a fan of them. No. Anybody that knows me, I speak realism. I know with what this Chargers group is capable of. And amongst many of the other content creators who probably think the same way. But this team was capable of getting there because Jim Harbaugh was going to make sure that this team was winning the games that they were supposed to, and they are. And at the same time, you got a coach that knows how to win situational trench warfare. That's what he does. So when people think that I was literally crazy for thinking that the Chargers would go 10-7, 11-6, where are y'all now? Where are y'all right now from the start of the season? Where are you guys at now saying this? They're nowhere to be found. Oh, and by the way, I figured I'd be funny, and I figured I would say this. I would show this off. You guys recall this? Because we don't forget when comments are made about the Chargers. Take a look.
Beating the Patriots in Week 17 before ultimately losing once again to the Las Vegas Raiders. 7 wins for this Chargers team is going to be a miracle.
And you know what? I gotta give credit to Adam Rank here for just a second. Just listen to me. Just hear me out. The reason I give credit to Adam Rank is because he literally said, quote unquote, that this would be a miracle for the team to win 7 games. Well, guess what, Adam? We don't forget. And yes, we do believe in miracles. How does 10-6 sound? You must not know Jim Harbaugh, do you? I'm not going to bag on him, but you got to understand something. I will not say some sort of outlandish comments if I truthfully knew what Jim Harbaugh is capable of. We very much believe in miracles. In fact, we believe in 3 more wins, in double-digit wins, that are miracles. By the way, we also believe clinching a playoff is a miracle. So we don't forget. Charger fans, let me see y'all's playoff high voltage in the chats, because you all know we don't forget. And I figured we'd show this off because, man, we deserve every moment of this. We deserve every moment of this.
Hey, I just appreciate you. You players have done this. You players have done this. You coaches have done this, and but mostly you players have done this, and you men have led us. You have led us from the beginning, from day one. So I just want to celebrate you guys. Love you guys. Great leadership, and a nice. For he's a jolly good fellow for these men. Yeah. 1, 2, you know what to do. For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. Which no one can deny. And everybody who has done everything and anything in their power. Yeah, when it was there to be pulled down. You pulled it out! Now we got that worm on his back.
Yes, sir.
Let's put a hook in it.
Yes, sir.
But for everybody who's contributed, which has been everybody, just turn around and give each other a high five. And last thing, Spanos family, thank you so much. Gino, John, Susie, Fred, I know you're not in the family, but thank you too. Hey, G, thank you. Thank you all. And where's Joe Ortiz? Where's Joe Ortiz? Chef Ortiz. Shout out, Alexander. We got stuff to do. Hey, and we're at 10. We're in the playoffs, but it's now time for positioning. And 11 sounds a heck of a lot better than 10.
Damn right it does.
Let's go get down. Let's roll it down. Who's got it better than us?
Nobody. Well, you got to love that. This Chargers team is feeling it. But I do want to end up bringing up a few things where, for the first time since Keenan Allen, Ladd McConkey now has broken the record of receptions and receiving yards, and boy, he has just been one hell of a rookie that has been a part of this Chargers organization. I'm so proud of it. And Ladd McConkey has definitely been a difference maker with this team. So to have him and to having every single one of the most important pieces up on here. And like I said, I know that this Chargers team is talent deficient in some spots, but that doesn't seem to matter. If this team is locked in, this team continues to play hard, the team continues to execute and does what they're supposed to, this team is going to be scary good. They are going to be scary good. So I'm just very proud of this team. I mean, there's nothing else that I can honestly say about what this team has done in 1 year and what they're going to continue to do in the near future for the next few years ahead. Because you guys know exactly with what I'm talking about and where my focus is. I want to one day dethrone the Kansas City Chiefs. We've already swept the Broncos this year. We're potentially going to sweep the Las Vegas Raiders this year. There's one team that we need to get the last laugh against, and that's the Kansas City Chiefs. You already know exactly how I feel about that. The job ain't done. And it's clear. And it's understandable. So until that day honestly comes up, we got to be prepared for anything. Take it week by week, every single matchup. You just got to make it happen. Here's a couple of audio clips of the post game from Jim Harbaugh.
Just with humble hearts, move on to the next game. Just so proud of the team, all those that made it happen, the players, the coaches. There was so much great play. Our offense, great defense, great. I'm proud of our captains. Justin Herbert played a near flawless game. Derwin James reached 5.5 sacks, his career high, but he does it every single game. Rashawn Slater and Brad Bozeman, I thought that was best offensive line play we've had the entire season. The run block, but the pass protection was so good across the board. Khalil Mack, he's led us the entire season, and he had a great game. Really proud of J.K. Dobbins. What he's been able to accomplish, career high in rushing, missing 4 games, everything he's overcome. Incredible feeling that the hand of God is really on this team, and we're just going to keep grinding and keep moving forward. But super proud of everybody. It's everybody in the family, everybody in the organization that just keeps doing anything and everything they can to help our team be successful and to win. And you got to be your best when your best is needed most. There's to do it when you have to do it. Maybe some people expected it, but it's not easy to win any NFL game. And when the guys, when they got to have it, they go out and play like they did. It's just a tremendous testament to who they are as football players and men. Just highest character I've been around, and love these guys.
To have a win like this, a convincing win like this, with what was at stake at this stage of the season, what do you think it could do for your team now as you head into the playoffs?
They gave it everything they had, and that's all they were asking of each other was, give it everything you have and give it your very best, and do it for each other, play for each other. That's a powerful thing. I think that bodes well for us.
Vlad today set the 2 rookie receiving records, passing Keenan in receptions and yards for a rookie. Just how impressed are you with what he's been able to do this season?
Yeah, he's been an incredible teammate. He's been humble and hungry. From day one. He's a mighty man. He's a football player. Great to see him. There's been a lot of great receivers, in Chargers history to set the rookie receiving record. Just phenomenal. Want to, so much gratitude to Joe Ortiz, Chad Alexander, the entire personnel department. To do what Joe's been able to do, is incredible. And just you just smile and say yes. That's part of our team, part of our family. So great job by them. Also, Justin Herbert set an NFL record in the history of the National Football League, the most passing yards of any quarterback in their first 5 years. And he, like I said, near flawless performance.
And I can't think of one player, one throw or one check that he made that wasn't just one ball placed where it shouldn't have been. He just an incredible performance by an incredible player.
Jim, Joe was leaving the locker room. You kind of called him back in, gave him a bear hug. That felt like a moment there. Can you describe what you were feeling, why you decided to do that, the emotions of that?
Oh yeah, I mean, I love the high five. I mean, the high five to me is, I mean, that goes back to being, one of the great inventions of all time.
My name is.
It does. And like at the same time, he's feeling it. Alan, bolt up. Jared, bolt up. Let's go. Brad, what's good? Yes, Chargers Syndicate. Yes. Part of the AFC West Roundtable. Welcome in. We're going to keep continuing on.
From Joe. I needed to hug Joe. I just love Joe. He's the
Smash up them likes,
he's the same
guys.
brilliant
like
guy every
them,
single
Pete,
day.
We got 11
and,
people right now currently watching.
He's
22,
a team guy,
and we only got
all
5
the way.
likes. Come
and,
on, we got to let the
you know,
Chargers fans and the
he
Charger
takes no
Nation
deep,
know.
long bows.
We got to let Bull fam
He
know.
should take a
We are
very
playoff
deep,
bound. Let's
long
go.
bow for just how good he is and what he's been able to do with this team. When you go back and look at
Indeed, they
the way he's
did,
put it
Alan.
together, him and his staff, it's incredible. I mean, you look at the free agents that were brought in, the signings, the midseason signings, the workouts, the tryouts, the draft picks. I mean, it's just good. I mean, it's so many, and and we've all benefited, from the guys that were here last year. I mean, the stalwarts, like Justin Herbert, Derwin James, Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa. I mean, I thought he had a great game. He had a great game today, some tremendous series. And Rashawn Slater, Zion Johnson, Quentin Johnson, tremendous game. The way he came back, I mean, a little high, maybe, but I thought it was, a catchable ball, but, then come back and get us a first down on the next drive. And then another and another. Joshua Palmer, another guy that, for all the players that were here last year, they're the ones who've led us. And, it's been their leadership that has motivated us, kept us going. And also, it's the antidote for complacency, great leadership. And that's what our players have given us. So now onward, it's onward and keep grinding. And, even, I never like to tighten up, keep tightening up. And as we move forward, that's our mission now. And we want to get this 11 sounds better than 10, so we're going to go get ourselves prepared for our next game.
You guys are able to convert a couple fourth downs, especially early. Just when the offense is clicking like that, like how much confidence do you need to just kind of be aggressive in those situations?
Yeah, I was, just very kind. When you got number 10 back there, and the way the offensive line was performing, I mean, the big guys up front were getting the job done. I mean, they were handling their man. They were handling the movement. They're handling the games and the twists. And, great job, Mike Devlin. He's also what a fantastic job he's done.
What's up, Brian? Bolt up,
man. Had us really prepared for this game, and our guys executed at a super high level. So yeah, that gave me a lot of confidence that
show off that
Justin was getting
playoff
the
high
protection.
voltage in the chats, guys.
He can
Let
finish
them
the
know
throwing motion. Then I know that the ball is going to be thrown accurately, and the way our receivers are playing, the way Josh Palmer, Quentin Johnson, Ladd McConkey, and Disley, and a couple nice key first down catches and runs by him. Felt very confident that we would pick those up.
Offensively, we talked a lot this season about even sort of grinding on that side of the ball, trying to find your best football. Did today feel like a turning point at all for you guys offensively in terms of sort of everything clicking and finding what you've been searching for?
Yeah, it was. I mean, 4 quarters of really good football offensively, 4 quarters of really good football defensively. Great game plan by Greg Roman. He called a great game. I mean, I thought there was his fastball curve kept us in rhythm. We were efficient. We were able to make big plays. We were able to have some long drives. The field position, there was some hidden yardage there that was hurting us early. But, come off your own 8-yard line, your own 6-yard line, 94-yard touchdown drive, 92-yard touchdown drive. 29 first downs. That was, I thought, it was a great masterclass of calling the game by Greg as well. Big, really big. And all the backs. I mean, Hassan is making big plays for us. Kamani, had big runs. But it was great. The backs, the way the backs are playing right now, I mean, they're very rarely are they getting less. They're never getting less than what the play is blocked for, and they're getting more than what the play is blocked for. Some big first down pickups, in the run game as well. JK had a big one on 3rd down. Hassan had a big one on 3rd down. I think maybe JK another, or Kamani got one as well. But I love the way our backs are running and holding on to the football. I mean, they've done a great job. Kyle McDonald's done a tremendous job with ball security. So, just keep tightening up. Find out there's things that we can improve, and we'll go about attacking those as well.
Jim, big turnaround in San Francisco, big turnaround in Michigan. Here, back in the playoffs. Is there a common thread? Different situations, different teams, but is there a common thread in the team that you see that allows for that?
I really just speak of this team. Very little to do with me. This is if it goes right, then it's our players. They're doing a great job. I mean, gone bad a couple times. That's on me. But I've been drinking the Kool-Aid here. This is from day one. This is it's really started with, it is. I mean. I can't give enough credit to Derwin James, Justin Herbert, and those two in particular, and Khalil Mack and Rashawn Slater. I mean, stalwarts. Brad Bozeman has come in; he has been a stalwart. There's a bunch. There's probably counted it up early. I mean, it was like 15. 15 stalwarts that we had, and it's grown since then. It's quite a bit higher now, but those guys, and you talk to them, and there's more to do, but as a coach, I mean, I would just end it by saying this, answering that question. I mean, there's no coach who could have it better than to be coaching these players, and nobody, maybe the only one would be future us could have it better than us.
Jim, Drake May had a pretty good game last week against Buffalo, made a bunch of plays today. What was the key to kind of slowing you?
I thought we got really good coverage. And he's a heck of a good player, no question about it. Was able to get out on a few scrambles, made a great heads up play on the offsides. Pass rush was really good, but I thought it was just our team, played one of our best games defensively. And that's saying a lot because, Jesse Minner and this defensive staff and defensive players are, have had some great games, but I just, to play a complete ball game, 4 quarters of tremendous defensive football. I mean, that was I think it was more. I mean, that was a factor. That was the key factor. We played.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Jim Harbaugh, he doesn't truthfully like to be like the center of attention all the time. And that's the one thing that I think what's truthfully unique about Jim Harbaugh and how he just how he really goes about certain things. So I just think with the way this team is humming and the way that this team has put themselves together, and like I said, practically the same roster as last year, adding in a few key free agents in some spots, this team looked better and this team plays well. So just going to go back and address some of the comments up and in here because I did see a few of them. Brad Spicoli, Bolt Up. Yep, Charger Syndicate, part of the AFC West Roundtable as well. Every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific on Roundtable Sports. And, of course, the Charger Syndicate channel that gives you everything LA Chargers news and more. Alan C., yes, Jake's playing back Jim's presser from today. Yes, man. Hey, you've been the day one on this channel, bro. You've been the day one up on here. Appreciate you for coming on by. Let's go. Bolt Up. Jared, Bolt Up. Appreciate you being here. Damn, they just stomped that booty today. They did. Putting up a 40 burger. And listen, you don't see that a whole lot. And for the real Charger fans, when do we ever see that against the New England Patriots? Seriously, we don't. We really, really don't. And it felt good. Look, I know that this is a rebuilding team, but we don't see this a lot. That's why I'm like, let us have our moment because we've had to deal with this. We've had to deal with this kind of hell since Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. Okay, we feel good about this. The way they play today, I'm thinking we can take on just about anyone as long as they play just like they did today. Absolutely. Sup, Jake just got here. Appreciate you being here, Brian. Bolt Up. I may make you a moderator as well, man, because you're also another one of our day ones on this channel. The one thing that I think what's crazy about that is just how good these guys play. And that's the one big thing. I love my guy Q's game today. He might not have gotten a lot of yards, but the yards he got were crucial. Absolutely. And look, everybody can say that about everybody could say things about Quinn Johnston, but you know what? Quinn Johnston is doing the job. He's doing the job. So I understand it was crucial because he has catching trouble. But when he does, and it's like I said to everybody when I broke down his film, is that yards after the catch ability that nobody can take him down is the one that I like the most. So they have to be able to adjust it to fix it. I hope we play the Texans in the first round. I'm hoping for that too. And that's where, I just watched the Denver game and that one was crucial. I don't know. I think Ben is probably feeling sick to his stomach right now for Denver sports talk. Like he has gotta he's got to be feeling sick right now. But I hope we do play the Texans because the Texans are banged up. I don't trust that offensive line. I think C.J. Stroud is going through a sophomore slump, and this usually happens. But I think they're kind of exposed. I like their defensive pieces. Don't get me wrong, I do. But they're just right now just kind of beat up. And they're showing off their true identity. I think there's only two teams I'd rather wait to play. That's Bills and Baltimore. I agree with that too because the Ravens, they're looking to potentially take the division from the Steelers this next week. And as far as the Bills, the thing about the Bills is I don't know what they're going to do about cleaning up their defense, but their defense looks a little bit exposed. So that's where I'm kind of like, we know how capable Josh Allen is. And I'm not saying I don't trust Jesse Minter with as far as setting up defensive schematics, but Josh Allen is a hell of a competitor. So I think if you do wait another week for that, that might help. We got 10 draft picks. Let's freaking go. I hope we don't trade any big names for them. So here's what I will talk about this before we end up playing on the audio from Justin Herbert after the post game. Keep draft picks and sign good free agents. I'm for that, and I'll break it down, and I'll have a few videos to really talk about it. If you guys didn't get a chance to see, I've already put 2 videos out, one for Eddie Jackson, and then the other one was one that had been blowing up on social media as of recently, and it was retweeted by him himself, and that was Tyreek Hill. If you guys didn't end up getting a chance to see that, go check out that video. That one was crazy. I didn't think that'd be possible, but I put a video out there, and because I think it's an interesting outlook. Could you imagine this team if they had Tyreek Hill? I know I'm sure people would feel some type of way about him, but he is the home run ball threat. That's the one thing that I do like about Tyreek Hill that everybody speaks very highly of. Do I think he's the be-all, end-all receiver? No, but I do believe he's a fantastic contributor to any offense that you have. And I think what's happening with Miami is Tyreek Hill, he's realizing that that Tua is not Patrick Mahomes. Tua is not even close to Justin Herbert. So I think what's happening is that what the front office, what they may look to do is they may be trying to move off. I think because of the cap hit, the contract situation, that's what they're trying to do. But there's a multitude of things, and I'll explain that a little bit more. Does it seem like Roman's getting help from the other offensive coaches as far as play calling? You know, which ones are the best to run and when? And or has he just adapted to our players' style and skills? So the thing is, I think a lot of that is a multitude of both. I think because you have an entire offensive coaching staff. Juan Flores, bolts up. Appreciate you coming on by, man, and showing off your playoff high voltage in the chats. The thing about it is because you have an entire offensive scheme coaching staff, and that goes from like Shane Day, the quarterback coach, Greg Roman, the offensive coordinator, and so many other, and even when you're play schemers, right? So your pass catching, your pass game coordinators, all those guys. I think what it is that, like I said before, there are tendencies where Greg Roman, I know, can get conservative at the worst times. But I think right now, because of what's happening and what the identity of this Chargers team is all about, like this is a 40 burger put on New England. Now, New England is a rebuilding roster. So that's the one thing I will tell you is the takeaway. The other takeaway is that you can't always rely on the runs, especially if the runs are not working. You can't possibly rely on that. And that's where you cannot be in your own way when it comes to things like that. You can't. And I know Greg Roman's so successful in the run game, but sometimes you have to kind of compromise, because I would rather us be a balanced, creative, and honestly, a much more interesting looking offense. That's what I would look at. So that's why I think we're capable of putting those points up. And here's the thing. Look at the points that we have put up all season long. 22, 26, 20, or 22, 26, 10, 10, 23, 15, 26, 27, 27, 34, 23, 17, 17, 17, 34, and 40. We have only had games that average probably right around like 16 to 17 points. And that was that. We only had the Steelers, the Chiefs, the Cardinals, the Falcons, the Chiefs again, and then the Bucks, where we had less than 20. So that part of it that I've said before is like you're gonna be bound to have games like that. But The good ones I always feel good about. And not only is it that we have to dominate time of possession, but the games that are like 26, 23, 26, 27, 27, 34, 23, even in a loss to Baltimore, 34 and 40, I will feel absolutely ecstatic about. I feel very ecstatic about. But that's where you've got to end up putting points up on the board, no matter how you do it. I don't care how you do it. So that's the thing. So I believe that this offense can be unlimited when you put everything together. So the one thing about it is we can be an explosive offense, but I do believe that if you put the right playmakers right there up front, we can make that happen. I think tight end, I think if we get another rusher, we can be great on that. And again, another receiver, somebody that really works in this type of situation and system, I think would be great. But a lot of that too is yeah, he's even adapting to the player's strengths. Because you got to think, Justin Herbert is not a quarterback that's going to settle for small checkdowns. And that's the funny thing about it. Even when they had Joe Lombardi and even when they had Kellen Moore as the offensive coordinator. But Joe Lombardi was all about checkdowns. He was a checkdown machine. Justin Herbert's not like that. I would make it similarly like how Shane Steichen put this team together. I would say when he put that offense together. Because in my opinion, if we had somebody like a Shane Steichen, in my opinion, that offense would be ecstatic. Because you saw how well that offense was flowing. You saw how well that they played great spread. They played like they may not have rushed the ball as efficiently as they would have hoped, but they were. The thing was, is even having Austin Eckler, like they were getting the pass catching down, and that was important. At least getting the first downs and getting the scores that we know that we need. So that's why I think, having that, oh yeah. And even when we put up those points, because again, you don't know what kind of situation and what kind of other opposing offense you're going to come across. That's why, too, our defense, they're also counting on us to put the points on the board, and we're counting on them to shut it down. And they did that, of course. And like I said, we're preparing for every single week. So even if the Patriots are a rebuilding roster, I mean, Drake May had a damn good game. He did. I don't care what anybody says. He had a pretty good game. True, but I think Ortiz will draft great players that will be for cheaper and the long run. Yes, and that's what you got to like. Palmer has 100% great hands, of course. That's why I'm like, I like Josh Palmer, because initially he is a go up and get it type of receiver. That's what he is. Man, I really wish Roman would have called some plays to get a touchdown when Heineke got us down near the 20-25. I wanted to really rub it in. Well, of course we do, because you know exactly where it was. So, but again, we dominated the time of possession. That was what was incredible. Oh man, we'll stomp them too. Houston isn't playing good right now. Yeah, let someone else soften up the Bills first round. Absolutely. We definitely need a guy like Hill until we can find a younger guy like him. And see, this is the thing. Even people were looking at for draft projection. There were some people that were thinking we might actually take Isaiah Bond. But the only thing about that is, how good can he truthfully be in this, in this type of roster? How good can he really be? So I'm not sure. But if he can fit into a scheme that works best, okay. I'll be listening to it. the thing I also wanted to point out, because Justin Herbert, most people didn't realize this about him, but people thought I was crazy for saying this, that I think Justin Herbert in his career walk is nearly as similar as Peyton Manning's when he was with the Colts. All it took was getting a smart coach with Tony Dungy, draft better, getting guys like Marvin Harrison that you already had, Reggie Wayne, Dallas Clark, Dwight Freeney, Robert Mathis, Bob Sanders, a lot of really good defensive guys as well. And all it took was confidence and trust. And not to mention, too, Edgerrin James, a really good running back, Joseph Adai, a very good option running back. Hell, even when you had Dominic Rhodes, lots of these guys. That's all it took, was you needed to have a collect of them. And not to mention, too, having a healthy offensive line. That's what's most important. When you get a guy like Jeff Saturday, and we've had this before. We've had it with Nick Hardwick. We've had it with Corey Linsley. It's very possible. Hell, even when we had Mike Pouncey, we can get guys like that. And I know the interior O-line is going to be quite that's going to be one thing we need to address. But the other thing that they didn't get a chance to talk about, and this is where Justin Herbert is joining elite company. So quarterbacks that have thrown for 3 or fewer interceptions in 400 plus or more pass attempts in NFL history. Here are the 2 that come to mind next to Justin Herbert, because this season he's thrown only 3 interceptions, who's been a great ball handler and who has also protected it. 3 interceptions at 468 pass attempts. In 2018, this quarterback did it, only had 2 interceptions, 597 pass attempts. You know who that was? Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers did it. And then one more who had 2 interceptions, 432 passing attempts in 2016. You know who that was? Tom freaking Brady. To be a part of an elite class like that, those are some smart guys, man. West Coast, bolt up. Appreciate you, man. Herbert is by far one of the best quarterbacks currently in this league. You cannot tell me otherwise. He is. I know the only thing that he has to do is he's got to beat Lamar. He's got to beat Josh Allen. He's already beaten Joe Burrow multiple times. And he's got to beat Patrick Mahomes, which he has done once in his career. Once. So until he actually gets the win-loss record up to par, this guy deserves to be in there. He deserves to be considered that kind of quarterback in this league. That's what most people ain't talking about. So, with that being said, I'm going to bring up the audio, and we're going to hear from Justin Herbert on what he had to say on the performance today.
Back in the playoffs, what's it been for you guys to be able to get back in the position?
Yeah, it's a testament to all the hard work that we put in this offseason, and the way things have gone. It's been an honor to play alongside this team, and we had a huge opportunity tonight, and we went out and took it.
Jim called your performance really flawless today. Said all your decisions, all your checks, all your decisions there. Who would buy on the field? What was it really out for this offense today, and what made everything click for you guys?
Yeah, I think we had a great plan. All week we knew how big of a game this was for us, and guys were dialed in, focused, and we executed today. It was awesome to see.
Wipe them feet, guys. We're already up on 9 likes.
The routes to the run
we got
game.
8 people currently.
I
Keep
thought all
sharing
three
it out.
phases
Keep
showed
liking
up
it
today,
up,
and that
guys.
was
We
huge
got
for us.
55 total views. Let every Charger fan know that we're here. I appreciate all of your guys' love and support. Like, subscribe, hit the bell button. Appreciate all of you guys.
He's just such a tough player. He's a playmaker, and he finds ways to get open. And, he's done such a great job of battling injuries and just being out there for us. And he's a guy that we trust on third down. And, anytime we go out there, he's a threat. And so all I got to do is get him the ball, and he makes my job so much easier.
What kind of impact did having J.K. Dobbins out there when he's able to do on the ground?
Yeah, huge. Yeah, it's so tough to to lose a guy like that for a couple of weeks, but I thought we did a great job holding it down while he was gone. And then he came back and he brings so much energy and so much to our run game. He's great out of the backfield in the pass game too. And, I think is one of the most underappreciated aspects of his game is his protection. He does such a great job on third downs, picking up blitzes. He knows exactly what he's doing, and he's really well coached. And it's great to have a guy like that back.
What kind of a complimentary game like this one, all three faces for you guys? Obviously, you got one more game to go with the regular season. What kind of game like this for you guys for confidence heading into the postseason?
Yeah, a lot. I think you take a look at the game, and like you said, all three phases showed up today, and that's the type of football that we want to be playing. In December, January, and hopefully on. That's the type of football that you want to be playing, and especially in these big games like that. It was really good to see.
Is that a no elevators hat?
It is courtesy of Simi Fahoko, so I appreciate it.
Do you think? I mean, that's like forever ago, the no elevators thing. But just how do you feel like moments like that have kind of like galvanized the team, brought the team together to allow you guys to kind of stand in this moment? Now you've just clinched the playoff.
Yeah, I think we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. How close this team has come together, and I think everyone plays for each other. They play for the coaches, and they obviously play for the Chargers fan base as well. And so it means a lot to us. It means a lot to everyone in that locker room. And you go out and play on Saturday or Sunday, and it shows. And it was really good to see from those guys.
I saw you like greeting the fans after the game. Just what did that moment mean to you to have that kind of like shared experience?
Yeah, it was just cool to see. We're a long way away from Los Angeles, and to have Chargers fans out here showing, representing. It was really good to see. So I wanted to go thank them. Sign a couple autographs and just say hi, because it's a long trip, and whether they're out here or whether they're from LA, we got to do everything we can for those guys.
Justin, what makes Lance so effective as a wide receiver for you?
He's just got such a great understanding of the game. He's so physically gifted, and then he's got great understanding of defense's leverage and how people play him, and he finds a way to get open. And I've talked about it all year. He's one of those guys on third down. You got to find him because he's going to find a way to get open.
There's been a lot made this week about how he was drafted with the pick that the Patriots traded you guys. Was there a effort today to get him the ball and show the Patriots what they're missing out on?
No, I actually didn't know about that. I think we just went about our business, and I know there's probably no hard feelings. I think he's a very talented player, and thankful to have him on our team, and he's certainly made my job a lot easier. But you just go through your reads, and if he's open, and you get him the ball.
Justin, did you get a chance to talk to Drake after the game today? And if so, what did you tell him at the time, and what have you seen from him?
Yeah.
Just in passing, just saw him after the game, and didn't really get to spend much time, but he's obviously very talented. He's an incredible quarterback, and I'm going to enjoy watching him for years to come.
And just one more on him. There's been a lot of connections to him and you, kind of similar skill set, everything like that. If you were to think about like one thing that sticks out to you from your rookie season, your second season, in terms of what's helped you develop, what would you say that is?
I would say it's always the next play mentality. Especially my rookie year, we struggled and it was tough, and I think it made me who I am today. And as long as you're playing the next play, it's all about that. And whether I throw an incompletion, an interception, I can't let that last play affect my next one. And those guys in the locker room, in the huddle especially, they require my best effort. And as long as I do that, I can hold my head up high.
And how about like the team building, and whether it's coaching or the roster around you, how has that helped you?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Yeah, in terms of like the coaching and the roster and everything, since your rookie season, since your second season, how has that kind of helped you to where you are now?
Yeah, I think Coach Harbaugh and our general manager Joe Ortiz have done such a great job of getting the right guys here. And you look in that locker room, and everyone plays for each other. And I kind of talked about it briefly, but the respect that we have for everyone in that building, in our locker room, the coaching staff, the player personnel staff, everyone. It's been an honor to play for them, alongside them, because everyone's doing their best, and it showed today.
Jim kind of reflected a lot of the attention off of him and put on you guys and credit you guys as players. What kind of impact do you have on getting you guys to this point? Just the infusion of his energy into the locker room this season.
He's been everything. Those guys in that locker room respect him so much, and they just want to make right by him and make him proud. The way he cares about this team, all the individuals as well. He's a competitor, and he wants to win no matter what it is. And it definitely shows, and it's the way that everyone fights for him, wants to play for him, and respects him.
So that's the one thing. And like I said, you're seeing all these players just smile, be happy, and they go to war with Jim Harbaugh. You saw this all over that Jim Harbaugh was at. He took a 1-11 Stanford program with Andrew Luck and Toby Gerhardt and multiple others, and I remember that too. He also took a San Francisco 49ers organization post Mike Singletary, who had already inherited such good defensive players and added more, because you got to think about when they drafted Aldon Smith, and then there was Justin Smith, who also came in as well. He also took a Michigan program that just was not that highly dynamic, and they were struggling, and they were a big program, and turned them around. He's doing just this with the 5-12 Chargers team and made them a 10-6 team, potentially 11-6 if we end up winning the final game against the Las Vegas Raiders. Like, the Jim Harbaugh effect is real. And he doesn't, like I said, he does not take the spotlight so much. But his impact, as far as his character, as far as his build, and as far as all the players, you see that everywhere. That's what's most important. So I love what he's done with this team. I love that he's getting every bit of this team the best out of them. All of it. So to go back into some of the comments, let's see, where did I leave that? Oh, here we go. Okay, so true, but they went toe-to-toe with the Bills last week. So there's that. Glad it was really bad day for them. Oh, yeah. Tyreek Hill has only averaged 55 receiving yards per game this year. Quinn Johnson has 37 yards receiving per game this year. Oh, no, yeah. And the thing about it is because Tyreek Hill, we know, he was dealing with injuries, but at the same time, too, he's also had kind of some personal issues. So it's not like, you know, it's crazy and it's drastic, but Tyreek Hill certainly has changed up a bit. But that's where I think, too, it kind of makes a little bit of his stock a little different. But we know that Miami's going to try to get the best out of that deal. And again, I'm not going to trade an entire house for Tyreek Hill. I'm not going to do that. But it is certainly something to think about. This game will definitely bring our points allowed game back down. Yes, it will. I would rather have T. Higgins. Higgins is a lot younger too. Yeah, I would want T. Higgins too. He's got a very good body build. He's also somebody that's got great hands, and he's got great separation. That's the one thing that's been kind of killer for the Chargers this year, is because outside of Ladd McConkey and the rest of them, you know, I just think T. Higgins has a better chance there. And at the same time, Ladd McConkey, he's the only one getting the separations. Quinn Johnston, not as much. Josh Palmer, we know he's a go-up-and-get-it guy. Darius Davis, by the way, one of our special teams guys, he's even came up and he started stepping up in these places. I'm kind of glad we didn't pick up another receiver in the last few weeks, only because I think our receivers are really starting to gel at the right time. Don't want to rock the boat and interrupt that. And I agree with that. And that's the one thing, too, is about, like, Deontay Johnson. I don't know what it is. And it just seems like there's some sort of issue I can't narrow down. But Deontay Johnson, I don't know what it is. But it's one of those things that I know for a fact could be crucial in the locker room. I agree. We are seeing what we have late in the season for our wide receivers. Genty probably won't be around when we pick, so I'd like to take Cam Scatterbo. I agree with that. Herbert is the best quarterback right now. Absolutely, West Coast. He is. He really, really is. And the thing about it with the run game is, like, because we have so many options, and that's the thing, too, that I'll get into a little bit more. Genty is the best running back. I wish we can draft him. We would have the best running back duo in the league. I agree, Brian, but he probably won't be around when we pick. I definitely take him over Scatterbo, though. Justin Herbert deserves more respect on his name. He did all this, a rookie who is balling out, and a hurt wide receiving core. Please play Salyer over Pipkins the rest of the season. You know what's funny, Brian, and I'm so glad you kind of brought that up, because Jamari Salyer, I don't know what it is about that, but Salyer's so damn good in the interior. I don't understand why that he's not getting a whole lot of every play, every snap looks. I don't know what it is about that. Like, I just am like, I just think that Jamar Salyer just has better hands. I think at the same time, he's got better feet work. And I think Pipkins, you're understanding that, like, he's a tackle. He's not an interior guard. And the thing about it is what we were trying to experiment on is because we know Pipkins is capable of defending. I've never had a problem with that. But because now we have Joe Alt and because we have Rashawn Slater, we need to fix our interior O-line outside of Zion Johnson. And that's going to be our right side. But if Jamari Salyer, what may be the lucky point, if he actually does very, very well, maybe we might not have to. Maybe we may end up just having to get a center because as much as I love Bradley Bozeman and I appreciate the work that he's put together, we just got to get somebody like, look, we almost had an opportunity to draft Jackson Powers Johnson. We almost had a chance to draft JPJ. But if we did, we would have never gotten Ladd McConkey. So that's the other hard part you also have to think about. And I think because we will need a future center. And I will tell you, this is part of the reason why that I'm so appreciative of what Corey Linsley did with as far as restructuring his contract before retiring and what the work that he's did. Could you imagine what Corey Linsley would have looked like with this offensive line group? Nobody would have been getting to Herbert. Nobody. That would have been just a shutdown offensive line that would have feasted on all these great defensive fronts. They would have never gotten to Herbert. And Corey Linsley, a veteran like that, I could only just imagine. I could only just imagine what he would have done. All-Pro, Pro Bowler, but it sucked. You can't have everything. Brian, because the farther we go from here, we're going to drop down on the list for picking. I think it's been said by a few guys that keep up with draft order, etc. We're like in the 20s. And that's the thing is what's the prime part about that is because there are going to be some teams that are going to need more defensive edge rushing help. Because this is a more defensive leaned draft. And but there's tight ends. There's really good running backs. There's also a multitude of wide receivers. That's what's great about this. It's a lot of skill. It's a lot of skill. It's a lot more defense. And it's also a little bit more on the depth piece chart. That's what I look at. I talked to a lot of our guys when my wife and I stayed at the Hilton in Charlotte. Every one of them were so happy and are enjoying playing for Jim. I even told Joe, I think we need a wide receiver one. He said, watch. There you go. Alan knows. Alan's got it. He said, watch. We may get one. We'll get one. And this is the thing. It's not like there's got to be one that has to be a solidified number one, because you could trade off several times. Because it could either be, let's say hypothetically, T. Higgins comes up on here. There will be days where it'll be T. Higgins. There will be days where it'll be Ladd McConkey. There will be days where it may be somebody else. It's just an entire strength of a wide receiving core. That's what it looks like. Our guys can see how good they'll be. Yeah. Oh, man. At first, I wanted to sign Johnson, but now I'm glad we didn't. Exactly. Salyer's doing great. He is. That would have been great if he didn't have to retire. I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So Corey Linsley, I mean, he's been doing wonders with us. All right, so to break down the game here earlier today, so the Chargers winning 40-7. The Chargers putting up the most amount of points this season next to the game when they played the Cincinnati Bengals and also with the Denver Broncos. Chargers put up the most points this season. Justin Herbert, 26-38, 281 passing yards, averaging 7.4 yards a play, 3 touchdowns, no picks, and a rating of 116. Guy was playing out of his mind against a rebuilding roster. The entire rushing group rushed for 147 yards. J.K. Dobbins, 19 carries, 76 yards, 4 yards a play, 1 rushing touchdown. And we've also been switching it up with Hassan Haskins and with Kamani Vidal. People need to realize, too, our run game, it started slow, but at the same time, our run game actually was playing the hardest that it needed to. And thank God, J.K. Dobbins came back. I'm so happy. And he didn't even miss a step. J.K. Dobbins getting a rushing touchdown was awesome. And then our receiving core with the 281 passing yards, 8 catches for Ladd McConkey for 94 yards, 2 receiving touchdowns, averaging 11.8 yards a play. And he breaks the receiving and reception record for a rookie since Keenan Allen. Ladd McConkey is the shit. That dude is awesome. People aren't realizing that, like, these Georgia products between him and Brock Bowers, they are literally making a statement in the league. Ladd McConkey is dope, man. I'm so happy that we ended up drafting him when we did. Quentin Johnston, by the way, 5 catches, 48 receiving yards, no score. Josh Palmer, 4 catches, 41 yards. By the way, Darius Davis had 2 catches, but that 1 catch into the end zone that got us the score, holy hell, that was a hell of a play. Dove up for it, never gave up, and man, did he have the hands to grab it. That was freaking insane. The guy's awesome. And he stepped up in a big way. By the way, we've also recovered up a fumble. Derwin James really stepped up in a big way. Drake May, who ended up fumbling it and losing it. And our defense all together had 49 tackles, 33 soloed, 4 sacks, 7 tackles for losses, 3 passes defended, and 5 quarterback hits along with a fumble recovery. And Derwin James, who had a hell of a day with 2 total tackles, 2 sacks, 2 of them were tackles for losses, and he had 2 quarterback hits. And then here's the other thing. Christian Fulton had 5 tackles and had a tackle for a loss. Junior Colson checked in, had 4 tackles, and one of them that was a quarterback hit. Khalil Mack got a sack, and also so did Dean Leonard. Dean Leonard came away, or no, Khalil Mack had the sack, and so did Thule. But Dean Leonard did have a big-time tackle for a loss. That was where I was getting to that. But here's the other crucial part that I think sucks. So just recently, Elijah Molden, for a season that he's had, his season's done. Had a broken fibula and is going to need repairs, and he's done for the season. I mean, the kid is balling out. I really hope that the Chargers, and I think there's a possible chance we may actually still have him because he may be still under contract. I don't know how that may have worked with Tennessee, but I really hope that we have him back on this defensive core because he's been balling out this year. I'm so proud and I'm so happy of what he's done with that turnaround and with that change, even when you bring in a guy, too, like Tier Tart. They've been very, very good. Chargers altogether, 29 first downs over 11, 77 total plays, 428 total yards, 10 drives, 5.6 yards a play. And the rushing, it had 4 yards per rush. Hopefully we can get that up to 5, and then we'll be explosive. 2 for 4 in the red zone, only had 6 penalties for 54 yards, no turnovers, and man, did we dominate time of possession from 40 minutes over 19. Like, this should be the most dominant football the Chargers have ever played. And I know against a rebuilding roster like New England's, that is the most dominant way they play football. And I hope that continues on and you get hot at the right time. They come off of a big win against Denver. They come off of this massive dominance over the Patriots. And then we've got the season finale against the Las Vegas Raiders in my hometown of Las Vegas. We better turn it up. So, just like our wide receivers are doing now, taking turns showing out. Exactly. Our offensive line looked so much better today with Salyer playing. Herbert never got pressured, and he had all the time in the world to throw the ball. Also, our run lanes look better. All our running backs are on fire. So that's the thing, man. So they look great. Everybody played great. And that's the hope, that we get prepared and we get ready by the time we get into the playoffs. I don't care who we face. Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Buffalo, Houston, any one of those guys. Hell, I would love for a third bout against the Kansas City Chiefs. You guys know how I feel about that. I know that really sucks that Molden broke his leg. I'm really hoping we re-sign him next year. He's been a stalwart. He has. And that's why I think he's more deserving of a contract extension. And the guys, and I would also have a video on this a little bit later on if the guys come the offseason, guys that I would let go and guys that I would probably give an extension to. But there are a bunch of names there. So that's going to be pretty crucial. I'll tell you. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. But this was awesome. This was awesome. But everybody's got to play in the same similar fashion. They got to play in the same similar fashion, man. I appreciate it. I hope we do. Yeah, that's it. I want their asses one more time. Because you know what? You want that three-peat? It ain't easy to play a same division rival for a third time. Everybody knows that, and that's straight fact. I know people may think I'm drinking the crazy juice, but I don't care. I want them again. It's a statement to be made. So the Chargers playing the Las Vegas Raiders for the season finale. I may actually be, I'll have a game preview of that. And I may end up bringing my boy Graf up over here to do the kind of more of just the chopping up of the game. But of course, we will also have our game preview for Tuesday and then also come Friday. So you guys do not want to end up missing that. So all the time here on Roundtable Sports, every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. You guys don't want to miss it. But I do want to say this. This offseason is going to be through the roof. It's going to be through the roof. And before I do, let me just appreciate all the 73 views we've got. 11 viewers currently right now. 12 likes, guys. Wipe them feet. Like it up. Show off that playoff high voltage in the chats, guys. I want to see all of them because we need to let every single Charger fan know. Share it with your friends. Share it with your family. Share it with fellow Charger fans because they need to know where we are. We're here. This offseason is going to be nuts. I'm telling you this right now. This offseason is going to be nuts. And for us to have $115 million in cap space with 10 draft picks, possibly more, there is so many different things that can happen. And I'm just curious of it because I've already put a video out about a possibility of acquiring someone like Tyreek Hill. Now, I don't know if that may be true, but there were rumors about that. So it tells me that this offseason is going to be loaded and it's going to be stacked because there's going to be receivers that are going to be wanting out and there's going to be teams that are going to be wanting to trade a lot of their key pieces because right now they need to just kind of rebuild this time. Because right now I can tell you things don't seem to be looking good in Miami. Things are rebuilding right now, possibly in Cleveland. So there's a lot to think about. And I'm hearing a bunch of names that the Chargers may be getting linked to, and that is Myles Garrett, that's Tyreek Hill, that's T. Higgins. That's so many names out there. I mean, this, dude, who does not want to play for Jim Harbaugh? And with the culture he's bringing right now with the Chargers. This Chargers team, this Chargers organization is building its winning culture. This is only just the beginning. This offseason is going to be nuts. Free agent signings, trade possibilities. Then by the time that we get into the draft, it's going to be nuts. So this offseason, man, I'm going to be posting videos like nothing, man. I'm going to have so many videos out for it because we're going to be busy. We are going to be busy. And in fact, for the AFC West Roundtable, all of our team, every one of our guys, we're working twice as hard, if not 3 times as hard, to make it into a lot of these events. Not to mention, we're also trying to get into the works about putting together our trip. And that's basically saying, like, during the seasons, we would take a trip where guys are going to come out here into Denver, where I live at, and we've got both me and Ben who are here for the Denver Broncos and everything. We may be traveling out to Los Angeles to go and see SoFi Stadium and also check out a bunch of other spots. We may be going over to my hometown of Las Vegas. I mean, I know Graf's there, but I know Graf, I mean, with covering the Raiders and everything, he lives up. He just ended up visiting up in Sacramento with family and everyone else. But Graf, we may end up being out there in Las Vegas. And boy, we chopped it up big time when it came to the draft, when it came to live stream play-by-play. We did everything. And then going into possibly Kansas City. I've never been to Missouri, and I've heard a lot of great things about Kansas City barbecue. So, and listen, I would love nothing more than the barbecue, these damn Chiefs. But I love barbecue. I love it. So there's a lot. There's a lot of things in the works. But I'm excited about it, guys. But this win, this victory, us being clinched into the playoffs after being 5-12 last season, changing in coaching staff, changing in general managing, and also changes on the roster, make this roster better. Boy, it is unbelievable how big of a turnaround can happen in 1 year. I'm proud of this team for getting to where we are. But I will tell you guys, I'm taking this week by week. How funny would it be for us to face off against the Las Vegas Raiders and giving back that 63 burger they gave us last year? Yes, West Coast, yes, we are. The only reason why that we did the uploads on single videos was because of the holiday. That was only just the one-time deal. Because everybody for the holiday, they were all going to spend it with friends and family. So that was the only reason why that we did that. But yes, we will have all 4 of us there come this Tuesday. So we'll be live. We'll be ready. And we got a lot of smack talk to talk. You know us. We're going to address the comments real quick before we wrap this up. Yeah, I want the Chiefs asked one more time. Exactly. And look at how close both of the games were against the Chiefs. Absolutely. We're beating Kansas City this time in the postseason. That's my hope. Can you imagine just how many guys want to come and play for Jim Harbaugh next year? Absolutely. There's quite a few videos there about us trading for Hill, Garrett, and T. Yeah, so that's why, and I've already did it with the Myles Garrett thing. I already did a video on Myles Garrett. I might do another one. But yeah, I've already did one previously about Tyreek Hill, so that's already up there for you to check out. But yes, we will be there up on Tuesday. And yes, let me actually give you the link here, and I'll put it in the chat. So let me get this run table. Okay. Yeah, because guys, I will tell you, you guys end up coming up around, and we got a lot more Charger fans that are up and out there. Dude, we are kicking ass on the AFC West Roundtable side. We are kicking ass. So that's we've been doing such an amazing job, and I'm so happy and so proud of us of just how much that we have been putting in all the work. We've been chopping it up, and man, it's been such a fun time. Absolutely loved it. Let me share the channel, copy the channel link, or share the channel, copy. Okay. There you go, guys. Chat is in the description, or the link is in the description there. So that's where you can go and subscribe to the AFC West Roundtable and catch us every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific, with myself, Ben, Mike, and Graf. All of us in the AFC West Roundtable will be there. So definitely check us out. I also do have my own personal recap and preview for the AFC West Week 17, and also the recap of that Chargers-Broncos game that's out there for you guys to check out. It's up right now, but we are right now at 3.15K subscribers there. So we'd love to get that up. We want to get this channel up to 1,000 subscribers. That is the goal. That is where we want to be at. So you guys already know the business, because you guys are the reason that makes this channel successful. Always. Always. So let's all do our parts, guys. I really appreciate and love every single one of y'all. I hope you guys had an amazing Christmas. I hope you guys also have an amazing new year this next year, because we are ending the chapter. And I will tell you, no better time than where we started at. Where we started up this channel, and now we're already going to be closing up the book of 2024 and opening up the book of 2025. Boy, I cannot wait. So you guys have been a part of this journey, and you guys are going to continue to be a part of this journey for a very long time, because we ain't stopping. We are not stopping. This train keeps going on. But I appreciate all of your guys' love and support. Appreciate all of you guys for liking, subscribing, hitting up those likes. Wipe them feet, guys. But we got a lot to talk about come Tuesday night. But I'm putting my victory shades on, because these here are playoff victory shades. And if you guys also haven't done so yet, check out greengridiron.com. The link is in the description as well on this live stream. That's the link to click onto. And before checkout, for your customizable live size or little collectible helmets, use the promo code. Please use the promo code LACSYN. That's LACSYN for either your personal Chargers realistic helmet, or a collectible helmet for you to sign. Use the promo code LACSYN, LACSYN, for the discount before checkout, and the link is in the description at greengridiron.com. Appreciate all of you guys for being up over here. Once again, how good does it feel that the Chargers are no longer going to be sitting on the couch anymore? We are in the playoffs, baby. You know what our battle cry is? Who's got it better than us? And I want to hear everybody in the chat say, nobody. Every week, no matter what it is, and come the playoffs, we stand by one statement. It's bolt up or shut up from this point on. So let's go, guys. Bolt up, and let's get ready for the playoffs, and let's get ready for them damn haters in Vegas. Bolt up, baby!